Unless something very strange and unusual occurs, this will be the last Paulownia update of 2022. There was a frost, very slight frost, a couple of weeks ago, and pretty much the day after that and during that week, following week, most of the leaves fell off. Those that didn't fall off turned brown, black and shriveled up. Check that out, a rainbow, fantastic, really clear, beautiful. Anyways, not much to report now, as I say, until the new growth in the spring comes. All the leaves are pretty much off. Are one or two green ones clinging on. I do have a couple of things to show you. I'd still, even though the growth is finished, I'd still be in favour of planting them into the ground so they're ready to start growing once the spring and the longer days and warmer weather comes. In general, I wouldn't say I'm disappointed. Was hoping for better from these, maybe a couple of metres in a year. Anyways, out of all of them, this is the only one that's grown a shoot from the side. So that's quite interesting. Plenty of them have grown multiple shoots, but they've all been basal shoots. Other than that, as you can see, all the leaves have shriveled up, gone brown. This one's quite interesting because it has retained some green leaves in the shoots, and as I say, I doubt these are going to grow now this year, but just quite interesting because these are healthy. Eucalyptus grow all year round, so I will continue to do updates on my mini forest here at Clonsnochta. These are nitens, and big change in the nitens recently. The dry weather definitely forced them to drop all their juvenile leaves, or the vast majority of them. They've very quickly now just become trees with adult foliage. They are planted quite close together, so I'm expecting their growth rate to slow unless I thin them out, which I'm not going to do. These Lecoxylon and all of the eucalyptus I've planted recently really have taken on a new lease of life once they've been planted into the ground. So again, you know, as I say, very much in favour of get them planted. These Johnstonii, these looked really peely-wally when they were in the plugs, and then stick them in the ground and they get the micronutrients and they thrive. And the regnans, no stopping the regnans, they just carry on. Must be 4 metres tall now, those two, really doing well. Look at all these mushrooms. I haven't sprayed chemicals on this ground for 4+ years now, and it's been very noticeable that this year I've just had a prolification of mushrooms. And mushrooms are important for the health of the soil and the growth of the trees. And as you can see, these are subcrenulata and they're still growing, putting out fresh new growth. The mahogany substitutes, Botryades, they're this year's plugs, and Robusta were last year, so they had a bit of a head start. And in the past 4 to 6 weeks since we've had some hydration, some decent amount of rain, they've just really started pumping out fresh new growth. Really pleased. And these are both mahogany substitutes, so a commercial proposition. I am still planting the occasional eucalyptus just to fill in the spaces and the gaps. So far as the Paulownia are concerned, I finished planting my Paulownia area, the area that I allocated to Paulownia. As I say, a little bit disappointed that I didn't get at least 1.5 to 2 meters out of all of them. I am hopeful next year they will do a lot better. They have their roots established now, and that does generally seem to be a significant factor with Paulownia. During the first year or so, they're not great in terms of top growth. They're putting their efforts into root growth, though in the second year in commercial forests, Paulownia forests, they cut them back. They have a technical cut to 2 centimeters above the ground, and then they pick the most vigorous shoot and trim and prune that into a vigorous commercial timber tree. I'm dialed back my expectations. I am hopeful that I will get a very pleasant Paulownia forest with the amazing display of purple flowers. Hope that helps. Good luck.